In this guide, I'm going to show you how to mine every node in the instance. You'll need to be subtlety and an engineer, but if you're not an engineer, you can still mine 8 or 9 of the veins. We're going to use sap, blind, evasion, sprint and vanish. We can use preparation to reset all these cooldowns and use them again instantly. As an engineer, we're going to use a masterwork targeting dummy and a flash bomb. The dummy pulls aggro off you onto the dummy, and the bomb fears beasts. You'll see later in the video how these work. The peasant caller and the nifty stopwatch can make your life slightly easier, but they're not essential. If you got them, bring them. Some talents: camouflage, elusiveness, endurance, heightened senses, sleight of hand, improved sap, lightning reflexes, deflection, and improved gouge. The most important being camouflage, improved gouge, and endurance, elusiveness, and improved sap. But you can play around with some of the others. So, there are 4 rich thorium veins in each reset. There are 16 total spawn points. In this video, I'll show you each point and the method required in order to mine the vein. Starting with the first one closest to the entrance, and working our way around in a counterclockwise fashion through each zone and the instance as a whole. So, Bloodseeker bats can see through stealth. They're the most difficult mobs, and this pull was quite hard to figure out. I used the peasant caller and evasion. They come in on me and I flash bomb. I use the dummy to take the bat riders off me, and I dink. Sprint, jump, and vanish. You want to be out of line of sight of the bats if they're out of fear, otherwise they'll see through your stealth and kill you. Once you're in the water, you can prep and do it again. The next vein is right beside the first one, and it's the same mobs. Sprint, evasion, flash bomb, masterwork targeting dummy to distract the riders, and dink. I had some clicking issues here, so I didn't get 2 dinks off, but again, jump out of line of sight and vanish. You can prep and do it again. Those 2 veins were very difficult. These are some easy ones coming up now. Once we get to this position, we just distract, dink, and re-stealth. There's packs of bats moving around this area. They see through stealth. So again, you have to be careful to get here, but once you get to these 2 veins, they are very easy to mine. Distract, arcane crystal, very nice, and re-stealth. The next possible spawn point is guarded by 3 raptors, and through trial and error I discovered that there's actually a safe point here. So, back against the wall, dink, you can see the raptors turn to me, but they can't attack. You can get off 2 dinks here if your timing's right, and then the humanoids charge. Vanish, use your preparation, and do it again. Vanish, and done. If those raptors attack you, then you're not in the right spot. You're going to die a few times learning this grind, so it's just part of the process. The next vein is very close to the last one. There are 4 trolls here. This one's tricky, but you'll get used to it. You want to have your back to the wall here because these trolls are going to charge you eventually, and they're going to knock you backward. You'll see in this pull coming up. So we're going to sap one, blind the other, throw down a targeting dummy, and they knocked me back. I sprinted, mined, and then vanished. You can then use preparation to reset and do it again. If you position yourself better than I did, you can put your back to the wall and they won't knock you back too far. Next spawn point is in the Raptor room, and it's easy. So easy. You just run to the top of this building, shoot the middle Raptor in the pack, wait at the ledge. You want to shoot the guy in the middle so he pulls all of the Raptors around him. If you shoot one on the edge, sometimes some of them won't pull and you have to do it again. This is going to dig into our gold per hour, so we want to make it as efficient as possible. We jump off the ledge, wait for the Raptors to drop combat, jump down, dink the vein, take the crystal, re-stealth, and do it again. It's a very easy pull. We don't have to use any of our cooldowns, we don't have to use any of our consumables, and whenever I see a vein in this area, I know it's going to be an easy pull and it's going to be easy money. The next possible point is on the other side of the same building, so it's the same strategy. One thing to note here is that I always turn around and hop backwards off the ledge. If you jump forwards, you usually jump too far and end up on the ground. If this happens, of course, the Raptors are going to run down and attack you. You're going to need to use your vanish, or maybe your preparation, so that you can vanish again. And we don't want to do this, it's inefficient. Again, the Raptors run down, you dink, you re-stealth, and you go again. So we're halfway through now, and this is spawn point number 9. Same strategy as the Raptors, this time it's snakes, but same thing, same method. Up the stairs, shoot the snakes, wait for them to come up, ledge, back hop off, dink the vein, and hope you get a crystal. I really enjoy figuring out these little tips and tricks and sharing them with you guys. If you do enjoy this content, if it's something you haven't seen before, then like, share, tell people about it. If you know a rogue or you are a rogue and you could learn something from this, please, by all means, tell people about it. It would be great to get this video out there. It's the first video I've ever made. I spent the last 2 days trying to learn Sony Vegas, so my production value is pretty low. But I'm getting out what I need to get out in order to give you guys this information. It would help me to start on my journey to try and build a stream, and I can share some of my old tricks and some of my new tricks with you guys. So okay, next pull we've got sap, blind, flash bomb. I throw down a dummy here, which is going to catch the troll that comes off blind and the spiders when they come back. Dink, and we're good. Now the witch doctor actually hexes me here, even though she was aggroed onto the dummy. But just spam that vanish and get out of there. It's not always going to be spiders. Sometimes it could be tigers, raptors, bats. I'm going to show you the same vein with bats. It's a slightly different method, but if you've been paying attention, you're already going to know how to do it. And with the bats, we want to run in, we want to pop our evasion, we want to use a flash bomb, we want to blind some of the humanoids, targeting dummy. You can play around with it. Now, I actually put the dummy down first here, but that's probably not the best idea. It's got a limited number of hit points, and using the flash bomb is a better idea because it saves the dummy for the humanoids. So we got off 2 dinks, over the ledge and vanish. Use your preparation to reset all those cooldowns, and you can do it again if you still got a mine up. Next one. You can use this pull to loot the hoodoo pile. And you can use a few of these pulls actually to loot the hoodoo piles, but I just wanted to keep it all about mining in this video. So you're waiting for the tigers to come a little closer. It's going to buy you more time on the other end. You You want to try not to pull these tigers up here. Hop on the jar, hop on the wall. You can also hop on those crates. I prefer the jar personally, but you know, do as you feel. So you're going to wait for them to drop, combat, and jump. Dink. You can get 2 dinks off, re-stealth, and do the same pull. But because I have evasion, because I have flash bombs, I decided to stick around and get 1 more dink off using my other tricks. The feared mob did pull an unfeared mob into me, so that stopped me from getting the 2 dinks to close the mine, but okay, you can see the method. Okay, so this one's quite interesting. We've got 2 trolls and 2 bats. Those can be raptors, spiders, other beasts, but this time they were bats. I didn't really know how I was going to approach it, so again I was just testing what would work. However, with this pull I discovered that you can aggro those bats and not aggro the trolls, which is great. So in future what you should do is just aggro the bats and kill them. They're non-elite. Then you can dink the vein, no problem. And we got a crystal, very nice. I fear them here because, you know, I'm kind of in panic mode. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do next. I'm just trying to stay alive. But I could have just killed them, and I should have. Anyway, moving on to the next one. This area is quite tight. There's a lot of separate patrols that move around here. So your timing here is going to be crucial. On this vein and the next one, you want to be really aware of your surroundings. You are definitely going to get killed a couple of times learning this one. So I distract, I sap, blind of course, and instead of using the fear straight away I decided to gouge. So I gouged the panther. Unfortunately the camera angle is not my best friend at the moment. I dink and I get a crystal, nice. I feared him. Now you'll notice he runs up into the other packs and ruins my day, so I have to vanish. In future you should just use a dummy. In this particular pull you should use a dummy because the fear is going to get you in trouble. Now I did fear again here and it got me in trouble again, but that's why we do this. We learn, we fail, and we find out what works. So sap, blind, I feared, got my dink off. I should have just used a dummy. The panther would now be hitting the dummy. I would have been able to get 2 dinks off before I had to vanish. I got knocked out of stealth, I used my preparation, I vanish again. Alright, next vein is very close to that one, just across the road. Sap, blind, fear, and a dink. And a crystal, very nice. So we pop the dummy now to catch the guy coming out of fear and out of blind. But again, you'll see skull coming in here. This is very, very patrol heavy, this area. You'll see triangle coming in now, yeah. And there were 2 or 3 other patrols in this area moving around, so it's intense. Second last vein is up in the disco, the nightclub from hell. So what you want to do here is mount up, grab them, and you want to take this route. You want to keep them as far away from the packs at the sides, because if you pull the packs at the sides, they're probably going to have the slaves, the 2 little gnome casters, and they're going to ruin your day. It's kind of like, this pull is kind of like mage AoE farming. You want just melees. And we get back to the vein. And we're good. Get 2 dinks off and we vanish. This is quite a tricky one because it looked easy there, but you've got a couple of patrols moving around that you have to wait for a window to open before you can get down there and up there again. without running into one of those patrols. You see that one. And the final spawn point, number 16. But you didn't really expect me to show all of my secrets in one video. So I have a challenge for you. If you can figure out how I mine this vein, then let me know. DM me, leave it in the comments, or follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/SphinxFX. There's a prize in it, and it's probably going to be some Blizzard game time. You've got 1 month to prove to me via video how I did this. Okay, so it's time for me to ask you for something. If you like this content, if you enjoyed it, if you thought it was something interesting that you hadn't seen before, you could really help me grow my stream by following me on twitch.tv/SphinxFX. I'm working on a world first at the moment, so I'll be streaming that as well as this guide. Good luck out there. Until next time.